Hello there, boys and girls. We are on chapter 17 already, called Angles and Lines. And today in practice 1, we're going to go through, it says understanding and identifying angles. Name each figure as a point, line, or line segment. Some of you, if you were doing the daily math with us recently from the 3rd grade test prep crunch time, you will remember that we were going over that exact thing with the line segments and lines and points and endpoints. So we're going to continue doing that now and kind of get a little more into that. All right. So number 1, well, first let's look at the example. I see 2 arrows on each end of AB or BA, and this says line AB. A line means there's 2 arrows, one on each end, and a line means it goes, if you can imagine it going on forever, goes all the way up here past this screen, or it goes down here and goes all the way down, just goes off your screen, goes on forever. Okay, that is a line. A line segment stops right here. So like for number 1, YX or XY, that is going to be a line segment. And you can do that by either saying line segment YX or line segment XY. Okay. Number 2, I see arrows on both ends here, right? So that, like our example, is going to be a line, not a line segment. So you can call it line PQ or line QP. For number 3, I see just one little point, and that is just point T. That's it. There's no line segment. That is simply just a point. Okay, so now numbers 4, 5, and 6, we're going to check and see if they're true. Okay, number 4, a line segment is part of a line. Well, I just kind of want to peek here for a second. So this, if you took off the arrows at the end of P and Q, that would be a line segment, right? So the line segment is found within that line, so that is true. Put a check mark in that first box there. Number 5, a point is an exact location in space. That is true. And it can be like up here for number 3. T was alone. That's a point right there. It could be Q. That's one point in space. It doesn't go across the line. It's just that one tiny spot right exactly on that spot of that line. So that is true. A line has 2 endpoints. Well, let's not get confused here, okay? These are not endpoints, okay? Now on the line segment Y and X, they're both endpoints. But on P and Q, they're just points. It goes on forever. Remember, it doesn't have an end. So that is false. Number 6 does not get the check mark, okay? So now we're going to look at which ones have angles. So 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, and 12. These 2 never touch. There is no angle, okay? Number 8, I'm just going to use my paper off here to the side as well. So for number 8, I see a dot, and a dot, and a dot, or a point, right? And we go like this, and we go like this. Hopefully you can see that, okay? Now the angle, one angle I should say, is this part right here. So the angle from this line up to that line, okay? So you can kind of think of it, if you want to use like a couple of pencils here, is what I have. So it kind of goes like this. I'll use this and maybe it'll be a little closer. But these kind of go up like this. There's that and there's that. So it's the angle between the pencils right here. Okay. There is another one, technically, and that is the angle all the way around. And we'll get to that one here in a little while. But right now we're just focusing on this one right here. Okay. So number 8 gets a check mark. Number 9, they don't ever touch. Okay. So there is no angle shown there. Number 10 looks like there's an angle there, right? It would be if that was down here more and this continued out more and it met over here. But otherwise, that does not show an angle yet. Okay? Number 11 does. It shows one over here. Or the big way around. It could show that way. And 12, kind of the same thing as what we had up there for number 8. Okay, so 11 and 12 do show angles. For these next ones here, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18, I'm just going to do a couple of them, okay? I'll do here's our box of colored pencils, okay? So what we're going to do is it's asking us to mark two angles. Okay, so I'm going to mark it by just drawing that little line right there. So there's an angle, and there's an angle. Okay, you could do this one. You could do that one. There's a bunch of angles on there, okay? 14, there's a stop sign. Let's see here. We're just going to go like one there, down here. There we go. Just a whole bunch of different angles. All right, so on this one, we can do any of those 8 that are on there, okay? And the last one I'm going to do is number 15. I'm going to do that triangle there for the sandwich. So you can have an angle there, there's an angle there, or there's an angle there. Again, you don't have to do all 3, just 2 is fine. And you can do that for the others as well. Mark 2 angles in each plane shape if possible. So 19, we have our parallelogram, right? And so there's an angle here or here. We could do the other side there too as well, but there's a couple of them. There's the, I don't know, almost looks like a Star Trek logo or something. But it kind of looks like that, right? This one right here. So there's a bunch of them here too. I should make that straighter, right? But there's an angle there, angle there, angle there. And this is also an angle that goes all the way around. It's more than what we're used to kind of seeing. You can see there's tons of angles on all of these. The one that we're going to have to watch out for is the circle, okay? There is no start, there is no beginning to this line that you see going around, or the drawing that I did here. And there is no angle there, okay? Okay, complete the table, mark all the angles in each plane shape. Now, this was kind of fun because I was listening to my daughter and her math class today, and they were talking about the number of sides and the number of angles and stuff like that in her math. And she's a freshman in high school, so kind of cool. We're doing some of that same stuff they are. Okay, so let's look at number 20, okay? And I see that it's asking us for the number of sides on number 20. So I see 1, 2, 3 sides. And the number of angles. I see one here, there, and there. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, number 21. The number of sides, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I see 5 sides. Number of angles, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 22, there's our octagon again with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides. I'm just going to make a guess here. I see a pattern starting. 8 sides, 8 angles. Okay, let's see. I'm going to start up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 angles. So let's check number 23. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. How many angles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 angles. They match every single time over here so far, don't they? 24. Ooh, this one looks tough. All right, here we go. Let's count the number of sides. Let's start up here on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! 10 sides on that one. How many angles? Oh boy. Here we go. Help me count them out. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All the way around. 8, 9, and 10 is another big one. 10 angles to go with our 10 sides, okay? Here we go. Draw 4 different plane shapes. Write the number of sides and angles in each shape. Well, I'm not really going to be able to share too much on that one with you. I'm just going to do, how about like 2 here, right? So let me push up the paper a little bit. We're going to pretend that these are even. Okay. And then here's all the dots that are on there. And here's the one that goes on the side. There, it looks like our little grid that we see over here. So let me go, how about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many sides do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I have 6 sides. And the next one says how many angles? Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 angles. All right, boys and girls, you'll be able to get the rest of that finished up on there. So we'll see you tomorrow, okay?